Hey, it's Dan. Welcome to True Slider Plays Games and Giggles and stuff. We are looking at the update to Legend of Keepers, Motivation Update. It also includes the Dryad for anyone who's using the Supporters Edition. We are currently rocking the Supporters Edition, so thank you Goblinz Studios for providing me a key. So let's just run through the update pretty quick. Motivation Update, before you kind of just carried your unit until they were either hurt or killed or taken out by an event. Now, the more you let a unit die in the game, the less motivated it is, and once it hits zero motivation, it goes into hurt mode, and you're locked out from using that unit for, when I was playing, it looked like it was anywhere between 6 and 8 weeks. So it's not too terrible, but does kind of re-emphasize that you want to either keep really good units or a backlog of units that you can throw back into the first line, which is where most of them tend to die. There are new weekly events like the Therapist that allows you to restore motivation at the cost of either money or tears, for example. Just looking at the screenshot, obviously I don't have my mouse enabled, so work in progress. But most importantly, the Dryad Master, and I guess Aztec background is kind of cool. Dryad Master, it is a nature debuffer, a backline nuker, and it has an ability that allows you to plant a tree and give your units more HP that I didn't really play around with because backline nuke is pretty nice. I do have to say, it's definitely a nice mix-up from the Centaur. Bunch of artifacts, new rare monsters, new basic monsters. I got to do one regular playthrough, so I think it'll be a lot of fun. Balancing, there was quite a few changes, and honestly, I just wasn't paying enough attention the first time to go through to tell you a line-for-line example, but it's nice that they're seeing balance changes thrown into the mix. I would like to see if the game actually progresses past 51 weeks versus what we're playing right now. Obviously, this is version 0.6, so they haven't even hit early access. Early access lands March 26th or something, so keep an eye out for that. Yuck. Let's ruin whatever we were looking at so that we can go back to looking fine. So here we go. I did one playthrough as the Druid. It was pretty cool. Still no access to the Engineer, but that's fine. So we'll just select the Enchantress and go from there. Enchantress is very interesting. Okay, let's fix this here. Monster and Master attacks, which apply damage over time effects, have a 10% chance to apply an additional effect stack. That's kind of nice. Adds 1 or 2 Trent to the starting monsters. Grants Flamboyant Lightning. So this is the backline nuke that the Enchantress gets. I guess we don't get to take a look at that until we're actually in, but the fire damage in it has a chance to burn. I think it's fire and air, maybe? Stacks of Nature's Weakness applied by Magic Brambles increased by 1 and 2. Okay. Let's, I don't mind dots because dots are super cool. You'll find that a lot of monsters that you'll encounter will have end of section like monster battle. They'll restore something. For example, like 50% morale, 50% HP. So you'll find that ticking people down tends to be a little less effective, which is good. I'm kind of glad they put that balance into the game. I wouldn't rely on 10% chance to apply burn, even though technically it's like 45 fire damage. Let's try Trent and see if this actually takes up a slot. So same kind of format. You start with basic adventures. Let's see what the monster and trap lineup we have. I think I can play this fast enough to get through 51 weeks. It'll be probably another hour video, but at least I don't have to explain anything. If you don't really understand what I'm doing, check out the first video, but otherwise I'll try and explain it as quickly as I go. So we are looking at fairly low HP group. and I'd say fairly low morale group, so you have the choice of either or. We're looking at stat debuffs, so for example, nature's positive, ice is negative, armor's negative, fire's negative, air's negative, armor's positive, armor is super positive, ice is negative, so why don't we just focus on ice. So we're going to debuff ice, we're going to get up to our units. We already have one ice unit, so that's perfect. The other thing that we want to look at these enemies is the back attack is air, front attack is nature, front attack is physical. So we want a big beefy guy in the front to take the first hit, and obviously the first death. Has to be strong to nature, back has to be strong against air. So, I mean, it's fairly straightforward. Sherman the Trent. That'll be good enough. His armor isn't that positive, but I don't think we have that many units to rely upon. Let's get through this quickly. I'm going to put Kalanis in the middle. Armor is positive. So it only jump once. So I'm looking at Arsenal. The passive is attacks jump to the hero position behind the target if the target's armor is positive. So it would jump to the second guy, but not the third guy. And obviously, we're getting more damage to the front than we are on the back, so... just try and make it work. That's all you gotta do. Traps. I don't think we can really do anything except from applying burn. Who do we have? Earth Elemental. So here's one of my favorite guys, the Skeleton Soldier. Only because when he reaches level 2, his front attack will pierce the front target. I don't know if there was a condition to it, but it's not something we have to worry about right now. Yeah, why not? Let's put you in the... there. I almost said in the front, which is true. Monsters behind the Skeleton Soldier take 25% less damage, which is super nice. Okay. I don't imagine this is going to be too hard, so let's just make a group and go. The other thing that you want to kind of keep in mind is when it comes to debuffs, if you're only applying a 3 debuff with, say, like a talent that one of your units is doing, obviously if it doesn't make it to the 4th trap, each step of the way you lose 1 step. If they have to fight people, don't plan on having 1 trap be affected by the 2nd trap if you have a fight in the middle. Just that kind of common sense. I do like slow. It's not going to matter, our front guy's dead. Entire team destroyed. Fun. So here is a situation where if we wanted to, we could do the Flamboyant Lightning, which nukes the back unit. Kind of a waste right now. Here's those Enchanted Seeds. So applies Enchanted Seed 1 to the next group of monsters. I'm assuming after 1 turn, each monster gains 10% life once it has transformed. 10% life is cool, but if you're gaining 7 HP against a champion who's going to hit you for 96, it doesn't really matter. So let's hit everyone. We'll kill the back unit and apply an Elemental Weakness debuff so that we can set them on fire. They'll take a piddly amount of damage here, but the burning is what we're looking for. Nice and simple, he's gonna kill the front guy. Oh. So we'll kill the back guy, and hopefully with 2 units we can make him pay. So he is bleeding. He is on fire. Let's hope that was all it took. Perfect. So we lost... Oh, perfect. I love the skeleton dog. The skeleton dog is a really good... Of course I can't select it without picking it, but if you look at the bottom, it does mixed damage and morale. I find that these kind of units are really strong when you start getting into heavy mixes. When I mean heavy mixes, I mean there's always going to be a tank in front and then two kind of suspect units in the back that you want to plan around. Usually you'll find that the front unit is beefy but lacks morale health, so it's really nice. I don't think we're going to go for an air build this time, so let's stack skeletons and hope we get the skeleton chalice. So here's what we're talking about. Motivation. So these guys were my front group. They all died in the first round, so it's not like they can't just come back and be happy about it, but they are slightly less happy about it. So depending on the unit, like Ki Gliu has 6 motivation versus Colganus's 5 and Sherman's 2. You kind of want to plan it out. Obviously Sherman's going to suck because he can only die twice. Both of these units are exactly the same because they can only do... So it's 3 deaths. So you just kind of have to plan around it. We do have kind of a nice little gold stack. So let's see what we can buy for minions. So here we go. I love this thing. It's a demoralizing catapult when you want to focus on demoralizing. The one thing that we couldn't do in the run before was focus on morale. But I kind of like both. I don't know if I should really be spending money on both. One of the things that I wish I could do is take a peek at the week when I make a choice. Because if we had training or something coming up next, I'd probably not spend out. Whatever. You only video once. So here we go. We would have had a second merchant, but who cares? We're going to send someone on a business trip. So here we would get 20 tiers. Here we would get elementals gain 5% to all resistances. That's not too bad. A lot of my groups I seem to build around don't. It wouldn't make this very useful. The motivation might be nice. Let's just go for the straight up gold with the succubus. 5 weeks isn't that bad either. So we have the choice. We can either go to the alchemist and try and convert something. Don't forget that when you have a choice between alchemist and event can be both good and bad. I've found you found you know, Gickery Gee, and he gives you a lantern that turns out to be an artifact. Or it's like 2 of your units are fighting and they're going to end up dead if you don't do something about it. You can go to the alchemist and pick the, oh, I don't have enough money to do anything, skip. And so not taking the positive or the negative for it. But for the video, let's stick with events. So by chance you meet a tamer traveling through the region and looking for some work. This traveler offers to train one of your employees at half price. Done. So here we go, adventurers. One of the things that you want to make sure that you're paying attention to is the background. We're going into an ice world, and just from my experience, and of course I'm going to eat my words if I'm wrong, they're going to be more focused towards ice resistance. So we have 1 super positive ice unit, and 2, why are you in an ice world? Okay, so we're going to get... So there's no environment here. Obviously ice stalactites would be huge. Okay. So here we have a situation where the middle is actually the strongest unit, and the middle unit is strong against ice, and neutral to almost everything else, negative armor, negative fire. So let's focus on killing the other units first. Actually, why don't we do morale? We forgot to move our units around. Okay, that's fine. Front, physical... Area ice. Area fire. Okay. Oh, we're gonna get moved anyway, so I guess let's just see how it's gonna turn out. We want morale. 70. So the only one we wouldn't be slower than would be Monothoth. I'm sure he'll last more than one turn. What's left? If we had to go into a fight against this, I would imagine all resistance is down by 20 or slightly on fire. I think slightly on fire is going to limit here. Okay, here comes the shuffle. Oh, it worked out almost perfect. If these two swap, it would have been just dandy. The one thing I don't know that if it was wrong or was supposed to work properly and now it doesn't. If you look at the bottom on their health bars, when I highlight something, you can see the percentage of health that is going to go down. This is not representative of the percentages. So I've been skunked a couple times by thinking that I'm going to go for a kill and then just wind up short. So just keep that in mind if you're making a playthrough. Let's do... The more damage we can do to this one, probably the better. Oops. So he's going to heal himself. Crap, but alright. So we have the choice to nuke or to lower nature resistance. We're not going to go for nature resistance, so that's fine. And we should be able to clean it up here. Damage reduction is definitely a nice touch. The problem is this thing won't survive half of a normal hit that isn't an AoE. So we just have to be mindful when it becomes our turn. We want to switch to health. A nice little hybrid damage to make him run away. I think we're gonna walk away with this laughing. There we go. Second group lives again. As always. Ooh, loyalty card. Merchant prices reduced by 20%. This is really good early on. Gold gain increased by 20%. This is also good. 15% chance that monsters killed come back to life as skeleton warriors. I wish there was a tier guide. Merchant price reduced by 20 is pretty nice. I wonder if this is only for battles though, because if you could get it from pillaging, that'd be super cool. Let's go with... It doesn't include training, so let's just go straight for 20 gold everywhere. Oh. So let's improve... We have an engineer coming up. Let's take a look at the merchant. He has this nature-focused skeleton, who is pretty nice. And obviously if we pay for this, we can't go use the engineer next round, but we'll buy it. Just try to have a diverse group to go look at. It's just just out for a week? I guess he's out for a week. Alright. At the event. Disregard. So we can't do anything. Let's take a look at the course. We would not have paid for Colonus to go and get 2 levels. As bastardly as that sounds, let's convert some of our funds. Plunder. Let's take a look here. So everyone involved gains 1 HP. There's a chance that we get a free monster. There's a 30% chance that we hurt a volunteer for 10 weeks. Gold gain. Just straight up morale. I would like gold. I think we have a pretty good selection right now. Ah. And we got the low roll. Boo! So, less explaining, we'll just kind of steamroll this. Low ice, low ice, low ice, low ice. Morale is actually really low. We can do both, don't worry. Be happy. Front is physical, back is air. So whoever's in the back is going to get smoked by air and physical. Yeah, I don't like my options here. I think he needs to go in the back. Let's change. She definitely does not have armor to survive a hit. It's fine. We'll mix it up just a bit. Our back group is pretty stacked. We should probably move some monsters out. We'll just keep it simple. Nature? It's not terrible for nature, but... we'll see how that fares. I don't imagine we'll do that terribly. Skips a trap, that's fine. Dog goes first. Dog goes first. That enrage really messes things up. Yeah, we're gonna get wiped out. Looks like Group 1 is going on vacation again. Get some burn stacks rolling. We are going to nuke the back, I believe. Doesn't help that he was super resistant, but that's fine. There we go. Nice and easy. Okay. So here's a nice kind of one. Trying to decide between the two. There are units that give enraging bonus already, and all that ends up happening is you get 9 turns of enrage that you'll never be able to use because all your units die by the like 3rd or 4th turn anyways. We'll pass on the rallying horn, and I think we're gonna hope and try and get a skeleton lord, necrolord, something like that. Okay, so we lost our only ice guy. Let's see what we can do for training. Him up, applies poison to all heroes when the earth elemental is defeated. That's not too bad. He's kind of a one-trick pony though. What else can we do? This would boost the amount of morale and area damage that he does. Still doesn't take him out of the one-hit zone though. Just train him because I'm super used to him. Yeah, you know what? Why don't we just... I would like to be over-prepared. Yeah, you know what? Why not? Ooh, we could try and sell one of our units. It does so happen to be our injured unit. Let's get rid of the succubus. We already have one. So this is where your hero would be able to work out. We don't... Generally it takes about, I think, 250 to use it properly. But you could do things like boost your might, boost your health on your hero, that is. So there are a lot of good options. So here's another dual damage dealer. Ooh. Say that 16 times in a row. Let's go for an adventure. Okay, so here's an example of where everything's kind of weak. At the start, it's going to poison the monster with the highest life. Deal 16 damage to the one with the lowest ice resistance. Oh, but this one is immune to Master's spells. And this one just dodges the first trap. Let's, It's in the middle, so that's okay. Do we have a consensus for element? Air seems to be the best. Otherwise... I mean, fire's not bad, but who knows? So we have front, we have back, physical. Nature and fire. I don't think we have a very good option for this. So long, coolness. Air? Yeah. Air was kind of the other option. The problem is he's so slow. Like we can see on the left here what order these monsters are going to go. I think we just have to make sure that the front monster is strong against nature. And the back is strong against physical. Okay. 60. I don't think that's gonna work, but we'll see. I don't think he's gonna survive. Oof. Double oof. At least they don't heal. So we'll just nuke the back guy. Make them nice and toasty. We could do this. So this guy's gonna go first. This guy's gonna go either way. So maybe we just try and get him low enough so that the burn damage kills him. Nice, nice. And he's dead. Poisoned? What? I'll show you poison. I don't mind this guy. I think we have enough tanks, so let's just go for gold. Our dog is injured. So let's spread some guys around. This Sherman, the Trent is cool. Don't get me wrong. He's kind of useless. He does like really light damage. His stats are kind of normalized. Like he isn't like if you look at this, ice is minus 50, air is plus 50. This is all just like kind of nice and neutral. But the health sucks, the morale sucks. Speed is horrendous. At least if it dies, the master gets only 10% more? That's lame. So we have a front, we have middle choices, we have a back. Here we have a front, and then mostly just other middle choices, but that's fine. We have a tiny bit of money, so let's go... I want to save money for therapist, I think. Let's roll the dice with an event. See, a wizard with a strange hat falls from the sky and lands at your entrance hall. He was carrying a magical artifact. Fallen monsters have 15% chance to lose one less motivation, which is perfect. I don't see the downside to picking up these random artifacts that are sitting outside. Therapist. Don't have tears, but we do have money. Yeah, and that's nice. We'll get our tankier units and our dog back sooner than later. Oh. I guess it'd just be cheaper. Oh hum. Here we go. This is kind of like the only thing I ever take. It works out just so well. I think we have a pretty good group going, so we're going to try for veterans, just because I want to see some better rewards. In the run through I did with my druid on the first try, I got skunked on the final champions on week 51. Who are we dealing with? Ooh. Fire high, ice low. It's a good thing our ice guy is hurt. Yeah, this would be really good for ice. Air is also not too bad. Front physical, area fire, back nature. Back nature. Don't have a very good nature option. Most of these guys are just gonna die from the looks of it. What's his boost? Initial duration of penalties received decreased by 1 with a minimum of 1 turn. Okay, we'll go for it. If he dies, he dies. I do Icy Breeze, but we have no follow-up with Ice. He moves all monsters? Alright. You in front, you in the middle. Morale. Can we do fire? No, we absolutely do not want to do fire. Mostly physical. Just stack damage, I guess. We want... No, even the back is strong against nature. This wouldn't have been so bad, but... we'll see how it goes. This is the step up from brown bagging champions, so... Ooh. Worst case scenario. The only reason it's the worst case is this guy's gonna die without being able to take an action, I think. Maybe not. Thank God he's speedy. We have coming up demoralizing. We'll do this so that we can just take advantage of the trap that we have coming up. Otherwise these guys are dead. So here comes 3. So weird. Every time I see this, it's because this guy comes into focus, but everything else just kind of like blurs out. Of course, I'm just 1 turn late. We want Impale. I guess there's no point in just increasing tiredness. Ah. okay. We did okay. Lost a little more morale than I would have liked, but it's fine. This increases nature damage by just a bit for our Druid's attack. And we get 1 extra turn on elemental weakness, which isn't too bad. Or we can just kind of get a free tank who does physical only, but he has a 50% chance to stun. I feel like we're going to be hurting for units on this one. Kigaloo is back. Kigaloo is also level 1. Ooh, business trip. Elementals have a 20% chance to apply 1 additional effect stack. I would do this if this was any other unit. Okay, bye Kigaloo. Let's hope that is nothing bad. You placed a bet on a boar racing game during lunch. You won. Pass go. Collect $200. I will pay for the therapy. At least we can look at our units and see how much morale they're missing. You know what? Why not? We got money. Let's go with veterans again. I think I should have moved my units, but that's okay. Morale loss. Oh, so see, this is kind of like the damn it moment. Because this guy has super high armor. He loses morale at a rate of 50% less. So what the hell do you do against someone like that? Either way, like, we're gonna have to go morale. Everybody's super weak against ice, but Kigaloo is on a trip. We don't have any environment, so this is gonna suck. Back air, area fire, front physical. Gives 50% morale back to 1 hero after a fight. This is just the worst. And a shuffle. Okay, we're just gonna do morale. If we come up short, we come up short. Yeah, we needed ice. Even nature is still okay. Not Sherman okay. Fire, everyone's super strong. Armor? So we're gonna do, what is it, fire and air to the back with this spell. Fire everywhere. Okay. Doesn't help that he's super weak to fire. I figure we're going to take some damage on this one. I should have put them out of order. I am the dumb. I don't even know if this round is going to make it. So. This is so bad. Everyone was out of position. I even said it at the beginning of the round, so I should know better. That's all I can say. I should have known better. Ah, come on. I think I can kill him. Or not, you know, no big deal. 3 health. That's fine. We have our hero, who's gonna go first. So we might as well go through the things. So front is a nuke, a hybrid damage nuke, ice and nature. It does a hefty amount of damage. I can't tell whether this is gonna give us the kill or not. We have the option though of killing the back target. So all we really want to avoid is taking armor damage, which, oof. This guy is just going to mess us up. I would rather take fire damage. Ouch. That guy's just a monster. It doesn't matter. We've lost. Ugh, and I suck. Hey, look. Did you see that? I only lost 1 morale. Oh, I'm dead. And fired. Oh, dead and fired. So hopefully you got a better idea of how the Druid plays. Between the two, I like that the Druid has more options for battle. I dislike the fact that it feels like the Druid is actually the weaker of the mobs. So, let's call it here. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time. When we get up to the next version of Supporter Edition, or I guess when we get to Early Access. Early Access updates hopefully will be like a 1.0, or at least something that either addresses balance. I don't know. Look, we kind of got bad luck and didn't realize that we should have been focusing on ice damage. I'm stupid for that. And maybe we could have not picked... What's the second group up? The second tier up mobs are called the Veterans. You idiot. Yeah. Did that make sense? No, of course not, because I'm just sitting here rambling, because I don't know how to end episodes. But once again, Goblinz Studio's really fun game. I can't wait for the next update. I think Supporter Edition's like super cheap, like $4 Canadian or something. It's definitely on sale. Check it out. I love kind of dungeon anti-hero games, and I mean indie games that look like they have at least quite a bit of strategical value. I'm interested to see what the end game is going to be, so show them your support, and I will catch you guys next time. Bye for now.